Have you ever felt like someone close to you is draining your soul, and you can't explain why? They smile. They say they love you, but something inside you knows. They're not here to help you grow. They're here to keep you small. In this video, you'll discover 8 chilling signs that someone in your life may have been sent by darker forces to test, trap, or even derail your spiritual awakening. It's time to open your eyes before it's too late. In the quiet corridors of the soul, there are shadows that do not come from the light. Gaslighting, this silent thief, creeps in like fog, blurring the edges of truth until one begins to mistrust the compass of their own heart. When someone constantly distorts your reality, you begin to question not only the world, but your very essence. Such manipulation isn't always loud. It can come with smiles, with gentle reassurances that invalidate your emotions and make you feel too much, too sensitive, too wrong. It's the poison served in golden cups, words that seem sweet but corrode your spiritual awakening from within. You begin to dim your light to make someone else comfortable in their shadows. When you doubt your inner voice long enough, it becomes a whisper, almost lost. That's why this is more than just emotional pain. It's spiritual sabotage, a fog placed between you and your divine path. Take a moment now, close your eyes and ask yourself, where have I traded clarity for comfort? Share your story in the comments. Who taught you to doubt your own light? Spiritual practice. Tip: sit in silence for 5 minutes a day, hands on heart, repeating, I trust what I feel. My truth is sacred. This will begin to clear the energetic debris left by manipulative influences. We will walk through a veil many don't even see, a trait masked as strength but fueled by darkness. Are you ready to see it with new eyes? Have you ever felt lost, disconnected from who you really are? I created 3 transformative ebooks to help you reconnect with your true essence. Click on the link in the pinned comment and begin your transformation now. It often wears the mask of confidence, but look closer. Beneath the polished words and entitled gaze lies a fractured soul disconnected from its source. The superiority complex is not born from true power. It rises from fear, cloaked in arrogance. It whispers, I am above you, while secretly crying, I am afraid to be seen. This illusion of grandiosity acts like armor, protecting the ego from the vulnerability of true spiritual connection. Those who embody this energy often drain others, not with overt malice, but with subtle disregard. They belittle dreams, mock your spiritual growth, and present themselves as the only source of truth. But true wisdom walks humbly. It listens more than it speaks. To remain in their presence is to constantly feel lesser, unworthy, or invisible. But you, dear soul, were not born to shrink. You were born to rise. Tell me, have you ever felt small around someone who always needed to be the brightest star in the room? Let's open this space. Share your story in the comments and help others recognize these shadows. Spiritual practice. Tip: use a crystal like black tourmaline or obsidian when around individuals with inflated egos. These stones anchor your energy and keep your moral compass steady, so you remember your worth. What comes next may surprise you. It's not the loud ones who drain the most. Sometimes it's the silent hunger behind a gentle smile. Did you enjoy the content and it made a difference for you? Click on Super Thanks and support our work. Not all who take from you ask. Some simply feed. You feel it in their presence, a sudden heaviness, your joy dimmed, your thoughts clouded. These aren't mere mood swings. This is emotional vampirism, when someone taps into your light to fuel their own emptiness. They may appear needy, fragile, or even kind, but after each encounter you leave feeling exhausted, doubting your instincts, questioning your emotional health. They thrive in your nurturing while offering little in return. It's not always visible, but it's felt deeply in your energy field, and your spirit, wise and ancient, knows when something's wrong. Learning to identify this draining presence is a sacred act of self-trust. Not all who are broken are meant to be healed by you. Sometimes the lesson is in the boundary. Have you ever felt drained after being with someone who always needed you? Let's open the circle, share below, and let others learn from your light. Spiritual practice. Tip: cleanse your aura after emotionally charged encounters. Burn sage or Palo Santo and repeat, "I call back all energy that is mine. I release what is not." This protects your field from negative influence. But the cycle rarely ends there. There's often a pattern, a rhythm of criticism and control that follows, and once you see it, you can never unsee it. There are voices that don't speak, yet echo in the soul. Echoes of criticism, judgment, and subtle control. They come not as outright enemies, but as concerned advice, sarcasm disguised as truth, or love laced with condescension. This is how cycles of negativity begin, slowly, quietly, until they take root in your mind. Over time, this drip of darkness makes you question your worth. You start filtering your choices through their eyes, not your own. You hesitate, overthink, play small, and worse, you begin to normalize the discomfort, calling it love or family or friendship. But when connection demands the sacrifice of your joy, it's not connection, it's a cage. Breaking free begins with awareness. Watch your body, it knows. Does your chest tighten? Does your energy drop? That's your inner compass speaking. Comment below. What's one subtle negativity you've recently recognized and chosen to release? Let your story be the lantern for someone else's escape. Spiritual practice. Tip: start your day by journaling one sentence. What energy am I choosing to carry today? This simple reflection anchors you in awareness and helps prevent unconscious entanglement with draining patterns. And now, the darkness shifts shape again. This time, it beckons sweetly, promising ecstasy, but leading away from your true path. Will you recognize it before it's too late? Sometimes the temptation doesn't shout, it whispers. It comes wrapped in laughter, in late-night thrills, in suggestions that seem harmless at first. But beneath the surface lies a subtle erosion of your moral compass. Little by little, you're led away from the path of alignment and into an energy that feels exciting, but leaves you hollow. These aren't always grand transgressions. They can be tiny betrayals of self, ignoring your intuition, crossing your boundaries, engaging in actions that feel misaligned. And when someone consistently nudges you into this energy, encouraging choices that drain your spirit, it's no longer about freedom. It's about spiritual sabotage. Your higher self always knows. That feeling in your gut, that voice that says this isn't you, that's not fear, that's remembrance. Have you ever felt off after doing something someone else convinced you was fun? Share in the comments. Let's normalize listening to our soul even when others don't understand. Spiritual practice. Tip: light a candle and sit with it for 5 minutes. As the flame flickers, ask yourself, what am I doing that dims my light? Let the answer come without judgment. Awareness is liberation, but the deepest trials often come not through actions, but through beliefs. What happens when someone questions the very faith that anchors your soul? It starts with a question, then another. Not the kind that seeks understanding, but the kind that chips away at certainty. When someone subtly challenges your beliefs, belittles your intuition, or mocks your spiritual path, it's not just mental noise, it's a soul-level attack. Doubt, when planted by others, can become an invasive vine that chokes your inner garden. This form of manipulation often hides in logic, in realism, or in condescending tones. They'll call your path naive, your faith foolish. And yet, what they fear is not your beliefs, it's your freedom. Your alignment threatens their control, so they try to unroot you. But you, child of stars, were not meant to sway with every wind. Guard your faith like a sacred flame. It's okay to question. It's divine even. But when the questioning comes from someone who seeks to dismantle your foundation, not deepen it, that's not growth. That's spiritual erosion. Tell me, have you ever had someone try to make you feel ashamed of your spiritual awakening? Let your voice be heard. Drop your story below. Spiritual practice tip. Hold a crystal of amethyst or place your hand over your heart and say, I stand in my truth. My path is sacred. My soul remembers. Repeat it daily when doubts arise. But some doubts don't come through confrontation. They come wearing the mask of love, adoration, and danger. Next, we explore a cycle as addictive as it is destructive. Will you see through it? It begins with overwhelming affection, words that sound like poetry, gestures that seem divinely timed. The person showers you with attention, admiration, and promises of a future wrapped in gold. It feels magical, like the universe itself brought them to you. But slowly, almost imperceptibly, the light begins to fade. What once felt like devotion turns into detachment. The same voice that once uplifted you now questions your worth, your decisions, your every step. This is the cycle of devaluation, the other side of the illusion. One moment you're a star in their sky, the next you're lost in their silence or criticism. The emotional whiplash isn't accidental. It's a form of control. Escaping this cycle is a sacred act of spiritual self-preservation. It means choosing your inner peace over the illusion of being needed. It means setting boundaries, not out of resentment, but out of reverence for your energy. True love does not manipulate. It honors. If you've ever walked away from someone who made you forget your light, that, dear soul, is a victory worth celebrating. Share your experience in the comments. It could be the confirmation someone else is waiting for. Spiritual practice tip. At sunset, write a letter to yourself affirming all the things you deserve in a relationship. Burn it as an offering to the universe, sealing your commitment to never settle for less than soulful love. Now that you've seen the signs, what will you do with this knowledge? Ask yourself, who around you reflects your light and who secretly feeds on it? Drop a comment below sharing your experience, or the moment you realize someone was dimming your spirit. And here's your spiritual challenge. For the next 7 days, set a clear boundary where your energy feels most drained. Then watch how your reality begins to shift. If this message stirred something in you, subscribe, activate notifications, and keep walking this path with us. The next revelation might change everything. And if you think dark forces only show up as lovers or friends, wait until you see how jealousy hides in plain sight. Next, we expose the subtle, spiritual warfare of envy, from silent sabotage to masked manipulation.